Loneliness is a timeless thing. Tragically, Stoicism is founded in a moment of loneliness. Zeno loses everything in a shipwreck. Seneca's best writings come from exile when he's sent far away from the people he loves. Marcus really says he's the most powerful man in the world. But also by the very nature of his power, responsibility and fame, he was isolated. He was lonely, just as you might be today. Indeed, life can be likened to a constant battle and a voyage far from familiar territory. This profound notion can be found in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. It wasn't merely a figurative expression. During much of his rule, he was engaged in wars and military campaigns. At one stage, he was absent from Rome for a significant period, around 7 or 8 years, leading to prolonged separation from his family. The loneliness he experienced was frequent, as the responsibilities and power of his position as the world's most influential man inherently brought isolation and solitude. Loneliness is a real thing, and in today's episode, I want to talk about some Stoic strategies for dealing with loneliness. Not just the loneliness of being gone, although it's a big part of it, but the loneliness of feeling disconnected from other people, the loneliness of the modern world. These are things that the Stoics have a lot of wisdom to share with us, and I want to share that with you. There's a well-known Stoic tale. As Cleanthes strolls through the streets of Athens, he overhears a man talking to himself, criticizing and berating himself. Cleanthes intervenes, telling the man, "Remember, you're not speaking to a bad person." Loneliness often triggers a destructive cycle where our absence from others leads to self-doubt and negative feelings about ourselves. Consequently, we tend to isolate from people. Embracing the Stoic concept of treating ourselves with kindness and being our own friend not only alleviates the burden of loneliness, but also empowers us to re-engage with others more confidently. I just like the idea of clients walking up to someone who's clearly lonely, who's clearly not having a good time, who's clearly very hard on themselves, and like a brother, like a friend, reaching out and just saying something to him. I like that, but I also like what he actually said. The message there, I think, when we are down in those depths, when we're in dark places, when we do feel disconnected from people, we have to remember that we're not bad people, and how we talk to ourselves matters. The decision to treat yourself like shit is not a good decision. The band The Head and the Heart has a poignant line that goes something like, "Until you learn to love yourself, that door is locked to someone else." I find this statement to be beautifully expressed. If we don't believe in our worthiness of friendships, relationships, connection or love, it becomes difficult for others to see those qualities in us. The process begins with recognizing that we are not inherently bad people. We must be kind to ourselves, just as Seneca suggests, and strive to be better friends to ourselves. You might think that the Stoics are kind of these unfeeling people, and I get that, but it's actually not true at all. Seneca says, "Look, if you want love in your life," he says, "then love." Marcus really says that he learns from one of his mentors to be free of passions, yes, but full of love. Do you have affection for other people? If you want to feel good, if you want to be loved by other people, it's about what you put out in the world. As the Beatles say, it's about the energy you put out in the world, because ultimately that's what you control. If you want to feel better, don't go expecting other people to validate you, other people to give you what you want. Give what you want. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that if we seek to experience positivity and happiness, we should engage in acts of goodness. Similarly, if we yearn for love and affection, we should be proactive in spreading love and affection to others. Following Seneca's advice, we should view every encounter with others as an opportunity to practice kindness. By doing so, the outcomes and rewards will naturally unfold, and I assure you of this. Before we continue, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Join us and become a better person. Most of the exercise that I do is very solitary. I have a fondness for running, and I also enjoy swimming. I find solace in facing challenges on my own, which suits me well. However, there's an undeniable allure to sharing struggles and undertaking difficult endeavors with others, don't you think? Seneca discusses his tradition of a cold plunge to commence the new year. For centuries, groups like polar bear clubs have united to embark on arduous and demanding activities together. The most effective method of fostering a sense of community often revolves around tackling the challenges we find daunting when alone. Be it CrossFit gyms, which offer strong bonds within their communities, or martial arts and races such as Spartan races, the act of conquering daunting tasks alongside others has the power to bring people together. There's a great line from Marcus Aurelius where he says, "We're like soldiers storming a wall." So what if you slip and you have to ask a comrade for help? Nothing helps you realize that you're all in something together when it's something that each of you is struggling to do by yourself. So I think facing discomfort is great generally. Facing discomfort with other people is how you quickly become a member of a tribe. People at the rock bottom, when they need help, when they are struggling, come together and learn how to be part of an organization that isn't a top-down organization where we're going to tell you what to do, but a collective, a community-driven organization where all coming together and you're getting comfort from each other as you do uncomfortable things together. The Stoics firmly believe that only the essentials are required for a contented life. Musonius Rufus, a prominent Stoic, endured exile 4 times, and in the process of losing everything, he gained a profound insight. He came to realize how much he had taken for granted. Although he missed Rome and felt discomfort being distant from it, he questioned himself, did I genuinely experience Rome while I was there? What are the true necessities for happiness? He acknowledged that all he needed was a modest amount of food, water, and sunshine. He recognized a similarity to those who live in New York City and boast about its amenities without truly embracing them. Musonius discovered that the simpler life was more aligned with philosophical ideals, and he found contentment in needing very little, appreciating that what he had was sufficient for happiness. I was talking earlier about how Marcus really said that, like we're soldiers storming a wall, you have to be able to ask for help. This is really important, especially again when we're lonely, when we're struggling, when we feel like we can't do something, when we feel like we're out of our element, whatever. You have to be able to ask for help. I enjoy reading a book titled The Boy, the Fox, the Horse, and the Mole to my kids. In the book, it conveys a powerful message saying, asking for help isn't giving up, it's refusing to give up. This sentiment resonates deeply, whether you have recently left the military, relocated to a different country, belong to a group or community that is no longer present, or you are facing challenges due to a broken marriage or a newfound sobriety. In such situations, adjusting to change becomes essential. Seeking help requires significant courage, but it is imperative to put yourself out there and ask for assistance when needed. No matter how daunting it may seem, remember that seeking support is not a sign of weakness or defeat, but rather a testament to your resilience and determination to overcome obstacles. Help doesn't mean, hey, I need you to do all this stuff for me. It could be like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Do you want to come with me? I would appreciate it if you came with me. Asking for help, reaching out, putting yourselves out there. Courage isn't just what you do in a military campaign. Courage isn't just betting your life on some big idea. Courage is also saying, I don't know how to do something. Saying, I don't think I know how to do something. Saying, I need help to do something. It's a mistake if we conflate Stoicism with solitariness, with independence, with a lack of connection, with an inability to ask for help. In fact, the Stoics would tell you to be brave enough to do that very thing. Philosophy isn't supposed to be the only tool in your toolkit, and there are some problems that we probably shouldn't handle on our own, and that's where a professional comes in. Marcus Aurelius was someone who preferred the comforts of home. In his book Meditations, he conveys the message that you don't necessarily need to go on vacation, travel to distant places, or engage in extravagant activities to find peace. Instead, peace can be attained by retreating within yourself. I often remind myself of this wisdom, not only when I feel the urge to seek external gratifications, but also when I engage in activities outside my home. I remind myself that there's no need to embark on extraordinary adventures, visit exotic destinations, or pursue thrilling experiences to find excitement, fulfillment, or nourishment. All of these can be cultivated from within. A simple conversation with myself, moments of introspection, or engaging in learning through study can provide the contentment and enrichment I seek. I don't have to leave my surroundings. I can even find solace and connection by conversing with someone over the phone. This understanding brings me a sense of peace and fulfillment, even in the quietude of my own space. I'm not saying this to say don't be social. What I'm saying is we tell ourselves that it's going and doing things that we'll find fulfillment and meaning in, but that's not true. We carry ourselves with us wherever we're going, and so if we want it, we can get it from ourselves. I want to clarify that going for a walk may not solve every single problem in your life, but it's true that there are very few problems that can be exacerbated by taking a walk. In fact, going for a walk can have positive effects, such as calming your mind or providing a distraction from your worries. So, regardless of what you're going through, whether you're dealing with challenges, feeling upset, worried, or experiencing a racing mind, I suggest going for a walk. Engaging your body in motion while allowing your mind to relax for a moment can lead to surprising outcomes. Take a step outside, and you might be amazed by what unfolds. Even if the walk doesn't directly solve your problem, it can offer valuable moments of serenity and connection with nature. You might witness the beauty of a sunrise or sunset, observe the clouds drifting in the sky, or gaze at the stars. No matter the outcome, being active and embracing the outdoors will leave you in a better state. I genuinely believe that going for a walk can make a difference in whatever you're dealing with. I hope you liked this video. I hope you subscribe.